Welcome to Love and Lies Audio, where we share with you the real-life stories of love, lies, and betrayal. All heartbreak has a voice, and this is theirs. The best friend betrayal. I used to think betrayal was something people only read about. Sad stories in pubs or tawdry dramas playing out on late-night television. I felt sorry for those guys, unlucky, weak, maybe even naive. I felt sorry for them. I never thought I'd be among them. My story begins as most betrayals do, in small cracks that you try to pretend aren't there. It started small. My wife, Sarah, laughing at her phone when she thought I wasn't looking. A new perfume that I'd never smelled before. Nights when she came home later than usual, under the guise of work or running errands. Nothing that screamed betrayal in my face, but enough to gnaw at me when the house was empty and I was home by myself with my thoughts. I told myself I was paranoid. We'd been married 7 years. All couples go through dry spells, they fight, they have bad times. We'd survive. I wanted to believe that. God, I had to believe that. But there was one night that I will never forget. I walked past our bedroom and could hear her softly laughing on the phone. The kind of laughter she used to have for me. That unself-conscious, untainted laughter that you reserve only for someone who is able to leave your heart light. I felt my chest contract, and as I pushed open the door, she clicked her phone shut so fast it was nearly slipping from her fingers. "It's just work," she explained in a rush. But her eyes told otherwise. Suspicion became my shadow from that very moment. I started paying attention to everything, the manner in which she avoided proximity, how her phone clung to her hand, even inside the bathroom, and above all, the space. She was there, yet not there. I could sense her pulling away. I still clung to denial. I told myself, it's possibly some innocent crush, a stupid phase, anything but the reality. Until I came home early that evening. The building was still, but out there was her car. My heart pounding, I went up the stairs. The hallway was closing in on me, every step heavier than the last. I was halfway to the bedroom before I hesitated, then turned the handle, and she was there. My wife, in our bed, sheets tangled around her body, eyes wide with shame. And beside her, someone else. My heart leapt, my throat closed, my chest hollow. The man scanned the area, and in that fraction of a moment, my entire universe crumbled. It wasn't a stranger. It was my best friend, David. The man I'd known all my life. The man who'd been the best man at my wedding. The man I trusted like a brother. He smiled at me. A snarling, considered smile that said it all. "I've taken what belongs to you, and you can't do anything about it." I don't know how to explain the kind of pain that comes when you realize the two people you thought most about, those you die for, are scheming to bring you down behind your back. It's dead, but still gasping. I wanted to scream, to break something, to fight him until his face no longer wore that smirk. But I couldn't move. I was frozen, betrayed by my own body as much as they were betraying me. Sarah tried to say something. It's not what it looks like. But I couldn't even hear her. My ears rang, my eyes blurred. All I could see were the two of them. My wife, my friend, together. That night, I walked out. I don't even know how I got into my car or where I went. The world out there was a blur, but in here, my soul was yelling. I wept until my chest ached, until I couldn't catch my breath. The remaining days that followed were worse. She apologized, wept about it being a mistake, an act of weakness. David, though, avoided me, cowered. They thought I was broken. They thought I'd fade away quietly, too bruised to fight back. But they didn't know me as much as they thought. Because something new was born inside me that night. Something cold. Something sharp. Revenge. I didn't want revenge in some wild, violent way. No, that would have been far too easy, far too sloppy. I wanted revenge that would last. Revenge that would hurt worse than any fist ever had. So I waited. I continued the act that I was heartbroken. I smiled as Sarah cried, told her we'd work it out, all the while building evidence in private. I pored over phone logs, snapped pictures, recorded voicemails. Every piece of evidence I collected felt like a knife sharpened from my own pain. Then I found the lawyer. Ruthless, precise, the kind who could skillfully strip a cheater of everything he had taken for granted. Divorce papers were written that stripped Sarah of everything she had except guilt. But my plan didn't stop there. David worked for a high-end firm, the kind that had family values. I had contacts there. I had exactly the right addresses for exactly the right pictures, the right words, the right evidence. When the story was published, David's career did not just level off, it exploded. Fired. Reputation in tatters. The golden boy brought down. Weeks later, I confronted them. I sat at a cafe. Public, but not too busy, impossible to cause a scene. They were sitting side by side when I arrived. Sarah was a mess, her eyes red from crying. David was restless, but tried to keep up the same arrogance he'd kept up the night I'd caught them. I sat down across from them, put a folder down on the table, and pushed it over to them. Contents: every photo, every text, every sheet of paper, the papers stating their divorce, and the evidence that brought David's career crashing down. You took all I gave you, I breathed. My trust, my love, my loyalty. Now I've taken all you thought you stole from me. David's face went white. His sneer evaporated. Sarah's lips trembled as she tried to say something, but no sound emerged. I stood up, serene, calm, and I walked away from them, sitting amidst the devastation they had created within themselves. That evening, for the first time in months, I slept peacefully. Does revenge erase betrayal? No. The stain will always stay. But revenge taught me that I wasn't powerless, that I wasn't the broken, shattered man they thought they'd left behind. Betrayal destroyed me. Revenge rebuilt me. And when I look back now, I see something. Sometimes the greatest revenge isn't anger. It's showing them that you can rise higher, walk away stronger, and live better than they'll ever be able to. Because betrayal has the ability to break your heart, but survival makes you unstoppable. Thanks for sticking with us until the end. If your existence has taught you loyalty, betrayal, or strength in a way that others are not receiving, share your tale in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Love and Lies Audio, where each story causes us to remember that silence does not equate to defeat, and quiet conclusions are the loudest victories.